Hello and welcome to the Beard Games. This is me playing Minecraft Tekkit again. This is going to be a tutorial showing you how to make a fail-safe nuclear containment system out of force fields. So let's begin. So as you can see here, I have my nuclear reactor surrounded by these, which I'll go into in a little bit. And down here is the main bit. Now this is my power source going into my injector into my core as well. As you see, it's not really powered up again. But yeah, as you can see, it goes into. Now, the power source doesn't really matter, as long as it's getting enough power to put into it. Now, this is the important bit, this bit here. You've got the injector and the core. As long as you have this, you're going to be alright. So this is the main bit of the main system. And this can be, it has to be at least 8 blocks. It does 8 blocks between that one and that one, even though it's more than 8 blocks, but oh well. But yeah, it has to be at least 8 blocks. So come over here. This is my nuclear reactor. It's got all the reactor chambers on it, and around it I've got MFS deflectors. Now these are brilliant little things. I love these. These can you can manipulate the force field to whatever size you want and distance. You can, and I've got one of these on each side of the cube, so it makes a cube all the way around it. Let me just show you. Let me just turn it on quickly. So if you look at it, this one deflects this side, this one protects this side, this one, that side, that one, that side, that one, and the bottom one. So each one is responsible for a side of the protection cube. It is, and inside you would have your nuclear reactor. You would. So then, if we turn it off again. Now to get this to work, you would need these MSF deflectors, which is just here. Oh, how do I do that? That's the other thing. And these are not fantastic. These are quite expensive to make. So if you're going to do this properly, it would take you a little bit of time. It would, and it should be alright. But yeah, as long as it makes a cube around it, it should be alright. And the force field is powerful enough to stop the nuclear reactor as the sun goes down. So let's bring that back up again to center. So as you can see here, then they're all powered, or they're all going to be activated by this wireless redstone. That's a wireless redstone receiver. Each one has their own wireless redstone receiver, which is then connected to a wireless redstone transmitter. Now this is then connected to this, a remote thermal monitor. Now this, you use the sensor kit, which is just at the end. If I show you, if I go previous, this thing here, remote sensor kit, you have that. You click on it, and it will give you a card. Now, if you come down here, you put the card in here. Now, the only thing is, these require a low voltage power system or a battery. It does. So I've just used a battery. Just quickly, I'm gonna have to put another one in because it's run out to power it. So I would, if you're going to do this, I'll put these close together and run some medium volts transformers to a low volt into this, and it should power it quite repetitive. So this shows you can set what temperature you want this. So at the moment I've got 2000, which is quite short, so I would stick it up a bit further. So at the moment it's at 2000, so you can stick it up to anything. A reactor user goes critical around about between 10 and 13,000, I would say. It's a critical number of temperature. So as long as you have this all the way around it, it should be alright. What I usually do is put the reactor in the middle and then put cobblestone going out in certain distances. Now each one of these MSF deflectors are all set up to 2x, 2z and 1 distance. So it's going to be 1 block away, then 2 up and 2 across. Same as this one, just makes a cube all the way around. Now the thing is, if you're going to have these further away or closer together or in a box that's not completely square, you would have to just go a bit around it, because what I found out, you have to, if I show you here, every corner is completely sealed. Now what I found out is that if you don't have it completely sealed, and you would have this, like for example this line here missing, the explosion will literally go out like that way and that way, and literally leave like scars in the land if you got it on the floor. It was just like, I was like, oh, when I did it once I was like, what happened here? And literally I found it, I was like, oh, so as long as you've got to have a complete sealed box you have. So let's close that. Oh, I didn't want that. And as long as you've got a complete sealed box, you should be alright. And once you've got this up, you can actually just leave the reactor running, and it should be alright. Let me just add some extra power to this. And to get all these to run off the same core, you need this MSS frequency card. You're going to need 2, 4. You need 6 of them, and you literally put the card into this, then put the card into these, and they all gain power from this. So I love that bit of it. So you don't have to have everything running off one, each one having their own one, and run it off all in one. As long as you've got enough power source going to it, you technically could have the reactor going into it. Now, the only problem is that getting the power out of the reactor, as it would leave a hole in the the containment field, which would just leave an open exposed bit for it to go through. So if you was going to do that, I would say just put it over here or something. Put it like the cable coming this way, down, out, around or something like that, just so it has one area to explode downwards. Perhaps downwards would probably be the best way, because if you've got nothing underneath your reactor, it's the best way of doing it, or even upwards, even better, because the explosion would just go up or down, simple as. So I could probably show you that. So if I just do this, take that, get rid of them. So if I activate this now, you'll have a complete field, but underneath you wouldn't. So if I get some more cells, see if I turn this off now, and I just start chucking these cells in as quick as I can. Yeah, see, the force field came on as the power reached 2000. See, sorry, starting to feel. So everything above and below should be protected. Everything down below should like scorch the earth below it. See. So as long as you have it going down below and there's not much below it, you should be perfectly fine. It's a nice way to clear out some land as well. And as it starts to get dark again, it is. So I like that bit about it, because then it protects everything around it. It does. Let's get rid of this. Just gonna need some dirt. And let me just fill this in again, so I can actually do it. No. But the thing is, with these, you have to have the dots facing which way you want the force field to go. So if you have the dots facing one way, they will only go that way. Simple as. Let me just put receiver next to it. These are a bit annoying as well. I think it's frequency 1. Yeah, so if I have frequency 1 on it, and then in here, so I put the MS thing, and it just gets its power again, so it's 2, 2. So if I activate this again, it should create a perfect box again. So if I just show you this, it will contain it. And nuclear reactor. Boom, 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 boom. Let's put the nuclear reactor here. Get rid of these. Put the chambers around it. Like so, and if I stand here, I can activate it, and then if I just shove these in, if we come over, see, it activates, reaches the critical temperature, activates, and it should protect everything. I could stand here and watch the explosion, because it would literally, the force fields were contend the explosion, and it should be fine. Whoa! It protects everything, but there still is a little bit of a shockwave as you can see there, it just threw me away. So yeah, as you can see there, everything is still fine, all the force fields are still fine, all the ground is still fine, other than when I destroyed it. So if you're going to have your pipes coming out, I would suggest having either coming down or up, depending if your base is inside, underground or above, and or you can just have this force field running all the time and it still won't hurt. But yeah, I'll have them come down and out, then at least it only has one direction to go out, because if you have the force field having one, it will just create a nice line down. So other than that, that is my tutorial on showing you really how to make a force field generator system around a nuclear reactor, which will contain the blast and protect everything around it, so it doesn't like explode it. And if you have this in your base, you'll be able to contain it, and it just means you'll be safe and you can use your nuclear reactor and wouldn't have to worry about it blowing up on your face, as you can see there. So yeah, everything there. You can't get through to it. It's nice. It's a nice little design that I thought up when I was looking through all the force fields. I don't know if there's any out there. I haven't seen any, but there probably is. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope it's actually helped you, and I hope you use this design in your nuclear reactor, because it does help and it will protect you from meltdown, especially if you're on a server and you're like, someone just comes in, takes change all your nuclear reactors, but it won't actually cause a huge explosion, destroy your entire base, because it will contain it, unless the people find out about this nuclear reactor containment thing, and then you'll be in trouble. Because if they take out any one of these cards, these won't have power, and then when the field goes up, it will just create a lot of mess. But yeah, hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you all have a fantastic day wherever you are. This has been The Beard, and keep calm, grow a beard, people, because my character doesn't have one, shamefully. Goodbye, people. Goodbye.